Ladies and gentlemen, the Adult Baby Show.
Hey everybody, welcome to episode 237 of the Adult Baby Show. I am B.
I'm Chic.
Oh, Chicky, he's back. How are you doing?
I'm doing good, but I'm not doing good, I guess. I don't even know how to say that.
Well,
I don't even know how to to really I'm doing good. Things are good. But I'm like an emotional roller coaster.
you are. Like I said, it's cyclical with you. It's every few months or whatever you tend to go through. Now,
But this one
you're
is
not,
weird.
Yeah, what do you like?
So I'll explain what happened today. And you know what? And I will get into the detail
Okay.
a little bit. So you guys know a few months ago I had a falling out with one of my friends. And we're speaking again. So that's always good. But today, and not detailed, but I almost got into it with another friend over nonsense. And we were fine. Like, it was an hour or two lived. But I was pissed for a solid hour or two this morning. It was like
And what's it about that you're fighting about?
It always
Is this
starts
through text?
Yeah, it's through text, and it always
You gotta get rid of the text option on your phone. I don't think it's good for you.
This is like a completely it's not the group chat that I always have that we're firing all cylinders on. It wasn't that. It was literally a text that I have with two of probably my closest friends, who we literally talk about movies, music, and the Knicks for the most part. Because
What a riveting.
But no, but
conversation.
I'm just those are the most things. I'm just saying that's pretty much what we talk about
Right.
on there. It's not, there's never bickering. We'll debate basketball stuff, like who's better and, shit like that, stupid stuff. And I set somebody off today, and I will take blame for that. I've been, I guess, some of my comments have been bothering him lately, and I didn't realize it.
What,
and
like
it kind
about
of
his
blew up.
sports team?
No, it wasn't. It was the way I was talking to him. I'll say it that way, as opposed to it wasn't the content of what was being said. It was how I was saying it, more or less, and how I was attacking him and saying he was defensive and stuff.
Got it.
But I didn't realize it was bothering him or whatever.
Right.
And
so you guys got into a little.
Yeah, and it just was it boiled over for him.
Because you texted me and you're like, "Well, I lost another friend."
Because I did at first, you know me. And I was texting you here another one. I got into another argument and
then I wrote, "What did you do now?" Which
Yeah.
I knew was gonna bother you, and you're like, "You might be done next."
Yeah, well, I was joking with that. You'll never be done. Because I know you always
Lucky me.
You always assume that I'm the one who was wrong. And in this one, I was. I will fully take blame.
Yeah.
Because I was doing something I wasn't aware of it, but whatever. It's really neither here nor there. But I find myself. So me and him, he wrote me a long text. And on the and it was just it was nice, and it was it was nonsense, what the fuck is going on, kind of thing. This is beneath us.
Yeah.
And he was right, but I find myself responding back, and I'm not upset about the fight with him, but I'm just I'm literally tears are coming down my eye.
Yeah.
It's so weird.
Huh.
I hate. Don't look at me like that.
Well, I'm just,
because it's a look of you fucking clown,
dude. I cry all the time. You know this. I'm just. It's interesting to me because
yeah, and you know how I told you I don't cry
what
anymore
does this
at all.
mean?
I just think I'm happy, and I'm a very I wear my emotions on my sleeves for the most part.
Right.
And
are you hiding emotions in that now, and the tears are just trying
no,
to get out?
I just think I get worked up a lot. No matter what it is, over things that are just stressing me. I'm interviewing for another job now that
It's
looking good and things are trending right, but I'm still super nervous because I really want it.
Right.
It's a good opportunity for me. And even my boss at this current job, who I told him I was interviewing, was like, "Oh, I'll help you out with the interview if you have any, whatever." They were really nice about it.
You're doing a lot of prepping.
Because I want the job. So it's I don't want to go in the interview and know that I bombed the interview and that's why I didn't get it. If I don't get it because didn't have the background, you know what I mean, for whatever reason, I don't want to go in there and be a stuttering idiot.
Well, yeah. All right. So you text. You guys make up.
Yeah.
And
But
you-
as we're
and you
making
s-
up, and now we're like fine, just talking normal, and I'm not like upset, but they're just, you know, when you're like,
Is it
it's
like-
cold out and they're just flowing. But I'm not saying it's
Yeah.
cold. But you know when you don't, you're
Yeah,
not
yeah,
like,
yeah.
you just tears, like that's what it's like.
Was it relief? You don't know where this is
I don't know
coming
where
from.
it's from. I have to go back to therapy. I need to.
Yeah.
Because I haven't been to therapy in a little bit.
Yeah,
And I
well,
need to,
listen,
there's some things I need to.
I think so.
I think it's just a matter of, like, just, it's hard to really explain, but, like, there's just a lot going on, and I just feel very, like, you know, I've had my depression and all that. It's just been a lot. Not that I can't handle anything.
It's just all too much.
This is why I don't want to even talk to you about it.
What?
Because it's all too much with this 9-mile smile that it's just like a look of just like, you clown.
I do not feel that way at all.
I'm not saying you do, but how you're taking
I'm
it.
trying to get to
It's
the
like
bottom
me trying to
of
tell you somebody just like passed away and you have this smile. Really? I'm sorry.
I'm not smiling.
No, yes, you are.
I'm smiling.
There's video evidence.
Listen, I'm smiling because you're smiling.
Because because I'm not like, that's why I'm not upset, and I wasn't like worked up where I was like angry crying.
Right.
It was just like flowing, and I'm like sitting in my work van like, oh my god, like I'm having like a I guess just a moment.
Yeah, you were definitely.
Just a moment.
Do you find yourself more emotional in general lately?
No, it's not. I think it's just pent up,
Yeah.
just from everything. Like, just everything that's going on in my life, everything that
It's
I
a
hate
lot.
and
It's a
don't
lot.
like.
Dude,
just,
and I understand this interview is really a big deal. So, and it's kind of.
and I thought I was done.
I know.
And then they sent me. So I
Wait,
had
so
the
you-
interview last week,
Yeah.
and it was the Thursday of last week, I believe. And I didn't hear from them, and now it's Wednesday, I believe. I found out that I was getting the next interview. So they've been pretty quick with like responding and giving you the next thing. So I'm thinking, if I got it, they usually reach out to that person quick.
Mhm.
They told me there's not going to definitely be a third interview with anybody. They said we might pick someone after this. We might go to another round.
Right.
So I don't hear anything. I text my buddy. He hasn't heard anything, who works for them, just seeing if maybe he has any idea if the job got filled. And he's like, nah, I haven't heard anything yet. So now I'm thinking they probably told the person, and it's just a matter of telling the people who didn't get it. And, you know, you're last now at this point. So I thought I was done. I just happened to check my email, like, randomly. I was in the middle of the day on a Wednesday. I didn't get an alert or anything. And I'm like, oh, shit. You know, I got an email from them. And it's, you've been selected for a final, in capital letters, final interview.
So this is the last one.
Last interview.
Wow.
And it's next week. It's on my birthday. And
Did you start to shed a tear?
I was so happy. I probably did almost fucking cry.
Yeah.
Like, I really want this job. And I was super fucking happy about it.
That's great, man.
But the problem is too, like, I'm frustrated where I am now. And it's like, if I don't get this job, it's going to be a
That's what
heartbreaker.
worries me, to be honest.
Well, listen, I don't expect to get it, and I don't want to say
Yeah,
used to disappointment.
But you're going to be a wreck if you don't get this.
No, I don't know.
You will be. You've already. I don't want to say you've checked out of this job, but like you're moving on to this.
It's just I want that one so much more than what I'm doing now for the money I'm making now.
I think this. I think
And
there's a real good chance you get this job. But if you don't get it, I don't think that means that's the end of getting this job. I think sometimes
I just don't feel like these types of opportunities don't present themselves often. So yes, I can maybe find something
I get
else.
that, but also now you've made it to the final interview process. You're sort of in there. You're in there, rotation there.
Yeah.
So if something happens like that, just keep yourself.
Oh, yeah,
You have a buddy
listen.
that works there, right?
You're right.
So I don't think. I just want to. I don't want to think that you're not going to get it, but
I get it.
But like,
Can I tell you, my parents said, like, just in case, because everyone knows that
that's
I
the
want
thing.
it.
Yeah.
And they're like trying to, like, just in case. I feel like a child where it's like, if you don't win,
Dude,
it's okay.
I just think that if you don't get it this time around, something might open up eventually.
And
And
I agree with you.
You know?
I told someone best. I said, listen, I'm gonna be disappointed if I don't get it because I want it, but I'll be okay. Like,
Yeah.
I get it.
Yeah. You
So
will
like,
be. Okay.
I understand, and I think I'm in a different mind state now. I just there's just a lot of things going on personally. things that I want to change, I'm having trouble changing. It's just a lot, and I think
Yeah.
today was like, when something happens and it just kind of sparks other things going on. I think that's kind of what it was.
Yeah.
But it's funny because I was sitting in my van, my work van, and I have tears coming down my eyes, but I'm texting, and then a guy who's working me, because I'm in my back of my job right now, ready to throw something. I was like emptying out my van,
Yeah.
and another guy pulled up in a van behind me to empty out, and he's like, gives me the little horn, like, move up a little. He got out of I didn't, and I'm like oblivious to what's going on. So now he gets out, and he's like, "Are you throwing stuff out?" And I look, and I'm like, like wiping my face, like what? I'm like, "Hey, I'm just having a little cry back here. Don't worry, buddy. I'll be right back."
Oh my God. Wow. Well, dude, I think a big part might be this whole interview process. Just like the stringing along is not easy on anybody.
No.
You know, it's not.
And you and a couple others have been busting my balls because I don't really, you're not used to me like prepping and trying for something.
No, it's.
And you were shocked that I was just like I didn't want to do anything for like a week.
Well, because I see you prepping as being a 5-minute thing and then watching television. Like I don't see you.
You don't believe me.
No.
And that's why I say when you look at me with your smirks, that's I feel like in your head is no matter what I'm saying, it's not being
Well,
taken serious.
you also said before we started, you said that you think that I want you to fail because it's
and
more.
I said maybe not actually fail, but I feel like you enjoy my being a disaster.
I think you think that a lot of people enjoy you being a disaster.
I do. I have,
and that is not true. I don't know why you think that. I think that's an unhealthy way to look at people in your life.
maybe I
and
have a
yourself,
very
for that
unhealthy
matter.
way to look at people in my life.
I think you might. Because nobody wants you to fail. We don't want to deal with that chick. It's not fun. Why would I want somebody that I have a partnership with as this podcast to be
because I feel like if everything was going smooth, not that you're doing it for the sake of the podcast, but just generally speaking, I make things more entertaining in the sense where it's like it would be boring if nothing was going on.
No, that's so insane. That's an insane way to look at things. By the way, even if things are going great for you, there's going to be some hiccups that we're going to be able to discuss on the podcast.
This is also true.
It's not like
Well, I did get kicked out of.
we don't want to see you in the gutter. You could have both. You could be fun and entertaining, and have a good life.
That's true.
You could.
I feel like all my entertainment comes from me being a fucking piece of shit disaster.
Well, I don't think you should look at it that way. Most of my jokes are self-deprecating. That doesn't mean I think I'm a piece of shit disaster. But like, I highlight some of the. In the words of Ryan Sickler, I highlight the lowlights.
Fair enough. That's a good way to look at it.
So what were you gonna say? Dude, is there a tear coming out of your eye right now? He stopped and started looking down. I was like, uh-oh.
No, so I got kicked out of a ShopRite in Patchogue today. I'm not allowed to do deliveries there anymore.
Oh, God. See,
this is what I'm saying is like I'm a hot and I will say I did not instigate anything that happened.
No, I would imagine the ShopRite was the instigator of this story. I don't even know what you're about to say, but...
Well, I'll get into it briefly, and I won't get into too much detail just in case work listens and then they like me, but I get fired over revealing too much info
Wouldn't that
on a
just
podcast.
be the way?
But no, so basically I'm getting it. Most receivers in the industry of like people who receive shipments for like big stores and stuff like that are easily aggravated and short-fused. They're just not happy people.
Okay.
Generally
these are
speaking,
people that like
they sit in the back of of a Home Depot. They're in the back,
yes,
and they're waiting for vendors.
I've dealt with those people,
to come in.
Mm-hmm.
And listen, some vendors are disasters. People they deal with a lot of bullshit, so I get it. And generally speaking, very people give you an attitude, or you can tell they're not happy. You just keep it moving. But this store, I asked for them to do us a favor. there was like a mess somewhere, and I couldn't get to where I needed to get in the store. I wanted to leave the product there, and I was going to have somebody else in my company come after me and pack out this product.
Okay.
Person wouldn't let me do it. It's being very nasty from the moment we walked in the door to the moment this happened. As I'm walking out with my partner, because I'm with somebody today, I told him this was effing ridiculous. I don't know why I'm saying effing.
I don't either.
Yeah, I feel like I'm at work trying to explain it to like my boss.
Yeah.
No,
You're not at work.
No,
so
I know. So I said this is fucking ridiculous.
Wipe the tears out of your eyes and tell me the story.
I said this is fucking ridiculous to my partner.
Uh-huh.
Receiver heard me, got mad that you're cursing in there, and like they also go out of.
He got mad that you're cursing in a warehouse.
But like because I'm mad at. I'm mad at the
Yeah,
situation.
yeah.
So even though I'm not directing it at her, she knows it's kind of because of her that I'm saying this. So they take it personal. And instead of just letting me continue to walk out, she said something. And then it was just a disagreement back and forth to where managers got called. Not on the spot, but like right after we left.
Yeah.
And I called my manager. I'm a firm believer if something happens, you always call your manager. Tell them what happened right away. Because if they beat you to it, first off,
I've never been in a situation where I had to call my manager.
I get it.
But yeah.
But you can imagine it's good for them to hear it from you
Of course.
before they get blindsided.
Mhm.
And because you want to make sure the stories. So I even they wound up getting the story from them, and they were both similar, basically the same story.
Story's fresh in your head. You're right there.
Exactly.
Yeah. You don't have time.
Both
By the
of
way,
our stories matched up.
I just want to say one thing. I'm about to try one of these espresso beans.
They looked like they were like bougie grapes.
Well, I do get a little nervous because, I think I might be allergic to them. I think they might, because they look like
Think
nuts.
they have nuts?
Well, they've been
Or
made
do you
around
think
tree
it's just
nuts.
is this a new
It's
allergy?
No, I've had the espresso things before, but they have the consistency of a nut.
But have you ever drank espresso?
Yes,
So then you can't be allergic to that because it's probably what they use to make espresso.
it is. But I always get a little nervous.
Fair enough.
So that's why
Listen,
I
I
feel
cried in
better
my van today, so I can't really.
I feel better
judge you.
eating this in front of you just in case I stop breathing.
Personally, what do you think I'm gonna do? I'm gonna call an ambulance.
Well, that's all I need.
Yeah, that's true.
I
I was gonna say I don't know how to help you.
I don't want you to help me. What I want you to do.
I wouldn't just walk
What
out.
I want you to do, Chick, is call.
Imagine even on the show, you just see me like, nope.
Yep.
If you made it this far,
He didn't. No, I want you to call your manager and get me some help. But they seem like they're going down good. But I'm sorry to interrupt you.
no, it's fine.
I just wanted to point that out as I dipped
just in
in.
case
You want
died.
one?
No, I
They're
don't even
good.
like espresso.
Oh, really?
I'm not like a coffee guy.
I'm not either, but I like espresso.
Espresso have alcohol in it to drink, or is it only when you actually is it supposed to have alcohol in it?
No.
But don't people put alcohol in it, or am I wrong?
I think sometimes people put like a little sambuca in it.
That's what it is, sambuca. Okay.
My uncle used to put sambuca in the espresso, but I just like a little. My dad has an espresso machine, so I like it at the holidays, like after. Oh, it's nice. I'm sorry, but go on.
No, yeah, it wasn't much more to it.
It was
So
good.
basically, I called my manager, told him what happened. She told her manager and like one of our higher ups, and thank God her story and my story were the same.
Good.
Like she didn't try and make it seem like it was something it wasn't. Thank God. And I just got in trouble really for like you shouldn't curse. You're representing the brand, yada yada. And I knew that. I told him I'm sorry or whatever. But that happened this
happened
week.
today or
No, like 2 days ago.
God.
It's just like I just feel like every week something happens where it's just like.
Because I think this job interview is really it's getting to you.
But even my boss asked me. He goes, "What's going on with you lately?" And I just like I don't even know what to say because it's not like I had if something happened and I could like, oh well, this happened and I'm just having trouble coping. I told him I was like, honestly, it's just life. Like I'm just having a rough go at it right now. And he's like, everybody's having. And I said, I know. I'm not. That's why I'm not like I'm not special. I'm fine. It's just I'm not my cheery self. I guess.
Yeah. I'm sorry.
I'm always so happy.
I'm having trouble coping.
No, but I'm saying, like, what do you say to like,
Dude,
he wasn't like mad. He was just like, you all right?
Dude,
like,
everybody's going through stuff these days.
and that's what he was saying. I'm
You
like,
know?
yeah, I know. Like, I'm not saying I'm, special. I just you asked what's going on, and I'm
Yeah.
just like, life is kicking me in the face right now.
Well,
But things are going good. That's why I'm having like,
highs and lows. But What's going good?
Well, I mean, I have the opportunity to get this job.
Oh, yeah.
So that's going. I'm coaching basketball, which I love.
Good.
Coaching my nephew. Now I'm also scouting while I'm doing it because I
What do
want
you
to
mean?
coach CYO next year. So you got to see the talent that's out there.
Wow. Okay.
So what happens is right
Sure.
now I'm coaching PAL.
Mhm.
Now I'm like, it's me and this other guy.
Are you
And-
the head coach or the assistant?
I always let the father be like the head.
Yeah.
And I kind of just help out. I don't want to like step on toes. But we're pretty good. Like we both do what we got to do. Like it's not really a head assistant. It's kind of just
It's a
keep these
two-man.
kids in
Yeah.
control. So it's very frustrating, but I love it. Like you're yelling till you're blue in the face because kids really don't listen at
Yeah.
all. And I realized
In a way, you're yelling to nobody.
it's as far as sports, I don't think they're not trying to not like. I just think they're learning the game and they're trying to like they just like freeze up sometimes.
Yeah. Also, they're in front of like their parents.
in front of people.
It's
Everybody wants to score.
Yeah.
Like it's
it's their first time. They're not
exactly. So like that's why I don't like my other coach who I coach with. I swear sometimes I'm like, this guy's gonna kill somebody.
Yeah.
Like because he gets frustrated. He looks at me sometimes like they don't listen. They don't. You know what I'm saying?
The angry coaches is always
But
something.
no, he's not. But I wouldn't call him an angry. It's just frustrating. Like it really is. So like this one kid, we tell him dribble when you're dribbling the ball up. You know when you get the inbound, you're bringing the ball up. Stay in the middle of the court, the middle. So you have people on both. You know you have more room. Beelines right to the fucking left side every single time. Call a timeout. Yo, when you dribble up, dribble in the middle. Gets the ball.
Does he know what that means?
Yes, we're telling him when you're bringing the ball up, stay in the middle. Like
Have you demonstrated
Yes,
it?
we're showing him.
Because I remember being situations where the coach would tell me something, and I had no idea what he meant, and I was just like,
Let me explain to you why he's doing what
"Does he mean dribble like in the middle of my
no,
body?"
I'm telling him we don't want you getting to the corner. We don't want you going into the corner because you're getting stuck there.
Mhm.
But the reason why is because they can only really dribble with one hand. So it's kind of like
Yeah.
the hand's taking you that way. If you go the other way, the ball's going to get hit because it's right in front of like the kids are just smacking away at it.
Yeah.
So you kind of naturally want to keep the ball away from, and you go into the side. Like you're
Yep.
getting as far away from everybody as you can. But he's bringing the ball up, and you're screaming, and you're in a small gym, middle, and you just called the timeout and explained it,
And he goes
and he's
right
just
back.
going right back.
Oh god.
There's kids where I'm literally like showing them I want you here, and now because they're young, you can't say I want you in the key. I want you. You're picking things. I want you by that white line
Yeah.
that's in the green area.
Uh-huh.
You know, and it's literally I want you there with your hands up. When the ball gets there, just turn around and shoot. And they get the ball, ball's right back down, dribbling, everyone's hitting it, it's gone. Like it's frustrating.
Yeah.
But I love it because when the kids do score, you feel great. Like when the
course.
little kid succeeds in something, then you're like working on it, or you're trying to get somebody a basket.
Yeah, it's the best.
It's awesome. It's very rewarding. I feel like I'll be better when the kids are a little more seasoned because I feel like it's hard to teach at this age.
Of course. So how old is CYO?
CYO starts in 4th grade. Right
Okay.
now, the kids I'm coaching are in 3rd.
Okay.
So next year, but CYO is you start the team, you pick it's not just like a free for all and everybody plays. There's no rule. I can play 5 kids if I want.
Yeah.
Which I don't plan on. I don't believe in that. I'm not a firm. To me, until it gets like legitimate, like these guys are awful and these guys are so and you're playing for something serious and winning's really important.
Yeah.
I want to me if you teach the kids, the team will win regardless because
course.
they're learning how to play the fucking game. But that being said, I have to wait till next year. So right now, you could tell like there's certain kids that are just above and beyond everybody else.
Skill wise?
And I wouldn't even. There's some kids who have the skill, don't have the mind yet. They just don't understand the game that well. And that comes, as you watch and you get older. There's 1 or 2 kids that you watch and like, talking about kids. I watched a kid do a turnaround, a spin move, Euro step. And
Really?
and it's smooth. It's not like, you know what I'm
Great.
saying? He's shooting right with his wrists bent, like he's swapping shots. It's almost harder for him to do good in these things because of the chaos that's around them.
Yeah.
But like he stands out. Like when you talk to other coaches too, they're like, "Oh yeah, that kid. Like he's the best kid in the league by far." This one kid, And I already talked to his father. I said, next year I'm going to be coaching CYO. I will have your son on every team I play for. And I coach.
I
The
love
kid was
that.
awesome.
What does the father say?
He goes, let me know. Like, all he wants is son playing CYO. So because you
Yeah.
could tell this kid's a ball. And I asked him, I'm like, are you playing any other, like, you go to, like, clinics? Are you doing something? Because, like, it wasn't just like, he's going to be the good one. It was like, he understood the game. He was, like, above and beyond better than everybody else in the court.
Yeah. You know, it'd be great in like 15 years. One of these kids makes it, and they do an ESPN. Little.
But it's always the high school coach. It's not the PAL coach.
But you never know. Maybe it's that CYO coach that spotted me. He saw me do that smooth Euro step.
I like to think that the kids love me because I'm a little more relatable than a dad. Because I'm not a dad.
You're not a dad.
Even though
far from it.
I'm like the age of their dads and all. Like, I'm not the dad.
Yeah.
So I don't have that dad vibe.
Yeah.
And the kids know that.
They definitely know that.
Like, not just from looking at me, they know that, but like you get that vibe on the guy who's not a dad.
Yeah, no, they're getting a vibe all right.
Shut up.
By the way, speaking of vibes, can we get into this nightmare that's going on in our DMs?
Oh, I haven't looked at it in so long because I've been waiting
Oh
for you
my
to look
God.
at it. So can you refresh my memory to make sure it's the thing I'm thinking of?
So there's a specific guy.
With the diaper guy?
Yes.
Okay.
That
We're on the same page.
has sent multiple DMs to us where he's wearing a diaper.
You think it's him?
I don't know who it is, man.
Well, I wasn't sure if it's like a guy promoting a page or if you think it's him thinking that we are. You don't think he he has to realize that we're not.
I don't know. I thought about writing back like this is a comedy podcast.
Can you write?
Why don't you do it right now?
Because I'm on airplane mode as we record.
So am I.
Yeah, we can't do anything right now.
Well, basically, he doesn't say anything, but he sends
A lot of photos.
a lot of photos of just him in different positions in a diaper. It's gross.
It's so gross.
But the weirdest picture we got though, like it's all him in a diaper, but then there's one random picture of him wearing a T-shirt. Did you see that one?
No, I don't think I did.
He's wearing this T-shirt of the seven dwarfs, Grumpy and Sleepy and Dopey.
Yes.
He's wearing a Grumpy T-shirt.
Oh, he's grumpy.
And he goes, "Don't bother me, I'm grumpy," with a picture of the dwarf. And then right under that, it's him in a diaper. What the hell's going on?
Are we allowed to post these?
I mean, I literally know his first and last name.
Really?
Yes, it's on there.
Well, here's the reason
mean,
why is
really?
'cause you
Did
always
you?
tell me not to delete things.
Yes,
And that was somebody I had to accept because I don't decline anything.
of course.
And why would we? We're looking for
We accept anything?
we accept everything.
It doesn't matter if you're an old man in diapers,
Yeah.
which he's an
But
older guy.
in my defense, you don't know until you accept what it is. It's just like
That's true. Listen, accept everything.
yeah.
Okay.
So I accepted it a while ago, and I saw it. I don't know why. I thought I might have mentioned it. I might not have, but
I don't think you did. 'Cause
you
I
don't
go,
check the Instagram.
I don't
with
go
me, and
through
you
the-
got mad at me for deleting things, which you should because we wouldn't have things like this.
Yeah.
But yeah, I just out of sight, out of mind, thinking you'll see it eventually because I knew you would get a kick out of it.
Oh yeah.
Not just like I thought. I knew you'd find it funny too, but he's been the first person I think that thought we were babies, like in diapers, since our first episode dropped. Right? Have we had anything else?
Has he been messaging us that long?
Well, I didn't look at the first date or the last date, but I know it's been.
He sent one last
He sent
week.
us last week, and it was a few weeks ago. Like
Yeah.
it's more than one.
I was at my parents' house, and I'm talking to my mom and my dad, and I happened to be, because I think I was doing clips.
Did your dad see you looking at somebody in diaper and like,
No.
oh my god, I know it?
No, but my mom asked to see it.
I love your mom so
and
much.
I showed her. So me and my mom are looking at this guy in a diaper. I'm like, this is what I get from doing a podcast.
You think his real first and last name are on that?
I know they are.
You don't think it's like, what I'm saying is you don't think it's a fake name.
It doesn't sound fake.
Did you try it on Facebook and see
No,
if this guy's a normal
no.
dude?
No.
I will do that
All
tonight.
right, we'll do.
I am going to research because now I need to know if this guy's a normal guy and doesn't want people knowing.
Right.
Because I
Except
almost
us.
feel like except us.
I got.
Can you
I have
imagine
this
trying
secret.
to do like your pet peeve, like a secret pet peeve that nobody knows about, your kink, and you send it to a
Your
comedy
pet peeve.
podcast? Not that we have a ton of listeners, but I'll put
Yeah.
that shit out there.
Dude, I mean, I thought about that. I was like, what? like if we post this,
Is that? But I don't know. Is that illegal to take a DM and post it to a page? Do you need?
is it illegal to send a picture of you in a diaper?
That's true.
You're sending it to us.
Is it once? Do you think once you send something, and it's not somebody that you have like a, there's no contract where it's like this stuff is. Do you think it's you have free reign to do what you want though?
No, you don't probably, but it's not like this is revenge porn.
Well,
you
no,
know?
I know it's not like it's a broken relationship and you're sending out somebody's dick pics.
Yeah. This baby cheated on us, and he found another mommy, and we're gonna
another mommy.
Yeah. So,
I don't understand that fetish. I really don't.
dude, I mean, I don't either, but we've been linked to it since day one.
Since day one. I'm happy it came back though.
All right, so
I assume that we'd get more of that.
yeah, most people like probably this guy might just take. He might be one of these guys that just shoots his shot everywhere. You know, anywhere he sees adult and baby in the same thing.
What do you think the correct response to that is? Do you think they want to see you in diapers, or do you think they want you to be like, "Look at my baby boy"? Like, do you think they want to be?
I don't know. I don't know what they want. I don't. It's
you know when I'm just trying to get something out of you, like
I
you're killing me here, B.
I have no. Dude, watching this just freaked me out. I don't know.
You get very uncomfortable.
What do you mean?
I feel like things like that make you, and I don't mean like you get they make you uncomfortable where you can't form, like you can't even.
Oh no, I'm
Like
not uncomfortable. I just literally don't know what he wants. You.
Do you think we should go? Like what I'm saying is, do you think we should play into it?
Yes.
Like, do you think we? No, but what I'm saying is, instead of responding, this is a comedy.
Oh.
Do you think we should be like?
Let's dress you up in diapers.
No.
Can we do that?
I will not put any photos of me. Like, I'm not doing that.
You wouldn't do that for the show?
No, because God forbid that gets in the. I'm going for a job, and I'm going to be getting.
All right. Let me ask you a hypothetical question.
Okay.
This job final interview comes, and they say, "Tom, we like everything we've seen so far. We want to see one more thing. We want to see you in a diaper." Would you do it?
From the job? Yes.
You do it. So the job.
I'm a guy who'd probably be like, fuck this lady for the job, and I'd probably be like, all right, let's do it. Like, I have no pride in that.
Okay.
Wouldn't you?
No. I do it for the podcast ahead of the job.
Stop.
I would.
If you're going for a job that you want, like a goal, like it's a great job,
Yeah.
and you get it, and all you have to do is bang some secretary.
Well, that's a lot different.
That's what I'm saying.
I'm saying you got to put on a diaper.
Well, I would put on a diaper.
Those are two different things.
I would put on a diaper for the job.
Okay.
If they told me.
Okay.
Like, it
I don't
has
know
to
if
be
I'd do that.
guaranteed that I'm getting it. You wouldn't do that.
I don't think I would. I don't know.
Maybe
though.
I don't have any self-fucking pride anymore.
know.
It's just
I don't know.
gone. I feel like most people would be like, yeah, fuck it. What do I have to do in the diaper? You said just put it on for them and they see me?
Yeah, maybe like a little goo goo gaga.
Okay, but are we doing photos and like...
Yeah, yeah.
I love how you just add things.
And the boss is going to change you. He's going to feed you mushed up carrots or something.
I mean, that's going crazy. But if it's just put on a diaper for a fucking laugh.
Here I am.
Here I am. Here's Johnny.
Employee of the month. I'm surprised that you would do that for a job that you don't have, but you wouldn't do for the podcast that you've been on for 237
Because
episodes.
that's to get a job.
But let's just see what happens if you put.
If you told me, would you do it for the podcast if after you do it, this podcast turns into your job? I would do it.
Okay, but maybe it does.
If I'm doing it for just the listeners that we have now and no growth,
yeah, I guess.
probably like, sorry guys.
Well, bottom line, we'll try to get to the bottom of it and look more into this guy.
Well, but I want to know,
dude. You know what?
Should I play along with it, or should we just try and talk to him as we are normally and just see what the guy's looking for?
Let's let the fans decide this.
We'll put up a poll.
We'll put up a poll.
Okay.
You guys could decide what we do with this.
Yes.
I think I might throw one tiny picture in an Instagram clip.
Yeah, you could. Yeah.
You know, just so you could
Fuck
see.
'em.
It won't show.
Tag him.
It won't show his name or anything.
Yeah, don't put his name.
No,
on.
I would never do that. Maybe I'll just put the picture of him in the elf shirt or whatever. The
grumpy.
The grumpy shirt. By the way, the thing with the grumpy shirt is he has old hands. It seems like an old man. So I don't know if it's.
I was just gonna say, how old do you think he is? Because I don't remember.
70s.
He right? I thought so too.
Yeah.
I remember with the leg photo.
Ugh.
It was just old legs.
Old legs.
Did you
Old
look at the
legs,
pictures?
young
Like, did you
diaper.
look at them or?
Yeah, I really explored those pictures. What do you mean? Did I look? Yeah.
No, but I mean, like was it
look,
like I can barely look? Or
No,
were you
I'm an adult. I could look at.
Yeah, all right. I get
Whatever.
That's why I wasn't sure how uncomfortable you get.
I've never been. I don't know why you think I'm uncomfortable. I've never been the type that like.
What do you mean you don't know why? Like you've never been uncomfortable in a situation, or me and you together going places where you're like,
You're right. I was uncomfortable eating these.
Yeah, like,
espresso beans.
Let's not act like I'm completely fucking off the rails here.
Dude, can I give a shout out to a friend of the podcast, a guest, a former guest?
Sure.
Our good friend John Ziegler this week was on the Jim Brewer podcast.
Get out of here.
Yeah. Brewer
Good for John.
Yeah, and it was really good. By the way, I will say this. The sound quality on Brewer's podcast, we are so much better.
Really?
Than their sound quality. I thought our sound was bad. Brewer's sound was not good because it's all on Zoom, and I guess if you don't use like one of those mics on the Zoom, it sounds like you're talking on a telephone.
Really? And he does Zoom like that too. I'm surprised.
I know. I was surprised, but Brewer loved the special.
Is that what got the attention?
So Brewer's opener is this guy Brian McKenna. He's a Long Island guy. So he's a governor's guy. So and Brian was in the opening sketch. He plays the doctor. So he told Brewer about this.
And Brewer watched it.
And Brewer watched because excuse me, Brewer's wife had. Maybe I am allergic to these things.
Oh, you get nervous? Be honest with me. Are you nervous?
Yes, I am.
You're fine. You're not allergic to them.
Okay, I'm going to put it down.
I love how this is coming out. The show.
You know, they have like a nut.
I could just see. I know anxiety when I see it, and I could just see you're uncomfortable, and not uncomfortable, but you're legit like. I could tell your whole body. I'm going to explain to everybody that you're now sitting upright. Okay. He's making weird facial expressions because he's trying to do things to make sure his throat isn't closed because it's a head thing. And I could see him screwing with his tongue.
You know what I had? I feel like I had like a shell from the bean stuck in my throat, and that gave you that shot like a siren in my head that maybe my throat's about to close.
Do you want to know a funny story that might alleviate your stress on this? So I was when I was in the midst of my anxiety, when I wasn't really leaving and driving much. My girlfriend at the time made me go to Towson, and I had to like pick her up or drop. I forget what it was, but I was there for like a day or so, and I had to drive home solo.
You think this is making me feel better?
I want to explain the story.
A long-winded story about you driving to Towson?
No, I'm just. So I'm in the car. At this time, I was having choking anxiety, where I feel like if I ate something, especially things that are like you have to chew a lot.
Yeah, I have that too.
That they wouldn't go down, and now I'm sitting in traffic, and I'm eating Fritos. Now, at this point, eating while I'm driving was something I didn't do for this reason. Yeah. I know it's weird. People are probably like, "You're fucking weird."
No, I
don't get certain anxiety things. So I didn't want to eat where I felt like if I choked or something happened, I can't. Like you're driving, you can't. What are you gonna do if you choke?
You crash.
So I would never really eat, but I'm sitting in dead stop traffic. I'm fucking 3 hours away from home. I'm trying to get over my anxiety, so I like talk myself into like, you can have a bag of chips. So now I'm eating chips in traffic in Maryland.
You actually have comforted me.
Yeah, because you just need to not think about it. So I'm proud of you for eating another one. So I eat the chip, and I must have swallowed it. And you know when you don't fully chew and you swallow and you're like, you felt it, you know.
Yeah.
Like, you know, you said you almost feel like you scratch your throat. Now it feels like there's something in your throat.
Yes.
once that feeling pops in, it doesn't. There's no common sense anymore.
Nothing.
Of, dude, you just scratch your throat. You could breathe. You're talking. You're fine. Where I start panicking. Now I'm getting hot. Now I'm starting to like sweat, and I'm getting. I can't breathe, and now you're trying to open the car window for like fresh air. You're trying to you're moving in your seat. You're seeing if your tongue, you're feeling your glands. Like you're just doing all these things to just be like people looking at you like think you're really choking or something.
Yep.
To the point where
I
I'm
start spitting a lot.
Now normally at this time I used to write when I used to get anxiety, but I'm driving, so I can't write. I'm not about to pull over and make my ride longer. I want to get this over with.
You guys writing a poem on the side of the road?
No, it's true though. I used to just write, and I would be writing. I'm not gonna die. I'm not gonna die. I'm over and over.
Yeah, I know. I think that's good. You told me.
Once you start writing, eventually you start writing other things, and you just stop thinking about it. But anyway,
and like
long story
bearable.
I can't write. What do? You call who's comforting? You call your parents. So Ma, I think I'm choking. Tom, you're talking to me. You're not choking. I know. Yeah. I know I'm not choking, but I feel like I am. Like. She knows I have anxiety, and, like, you just need someone to talk to you for, whatever, a couple minutes before you, whatever, and then I was okay. Got home, one of the happiest moments of my life, because I trucked through an anxiety, and I drove 4 hours.
And
like,
you got it.
Felt great about it, and it helped jumpstart things, but that was my issue there of choking, or thinking you're choking, which is similar to what you were feeling.
It's very scary.
But it's all because you just scratched your throat.
That's all it was.
You had 2 of them before that with no issues.
They were fine.
Swallowed.
And you know what? I remember when I had these espresso beans, I like them because they're like a little jolt of caffeine, but a little tiny jolt of caffeine. But the beans kind of do.
We would have had to end this podcast if you. By the way, if it escalated,
that wasn't even a.
It wasn't. No, I could
that
tell,
wasn't a bad
but
one.
I saw it coming.
But it was there.
That's one of those where if you're sitting doing nothing, that's when your mind starts going. In my opinion, it's not lit.
You've dropped a joint on my couch.
Promise you.
Twice in the last. Okay. Yeah. Well, thank you. By the way, another thing, I called you a bunch of times when I had.
You called
anxiety.
me once.
No, I called you twice.
No, I'm saying once recently when you were. Where were you? You were out east. At a show, maybe. I'm saying it was like recently. I remember you calling. It was like this summer. I'll say.
I don't know.
But yeah.
But anyway.
I enjoy when people, not because they have anxiety, but I
know you
it.
like it. But so anyway, so Ziegler on Brewer.
Oh, yeah.
Brewer's wife had cancer, so I think.
She survived?
I believe so, yeah.
I hope so.
So he was way into it. And he went on and on about the special, which again, it was really one of the best specials I've watched all year.
I loved it. I had my parents watch it. I had plenty of people watch it because I knew it was somebody. You know when sometimes you're like, I find him funny. You don't know. I'm not going to recommend this. You don't know if other people will. I felt comfortable recommending him to a lot of people. Yeah. And I'm like, it's only a half hour or whatever it was. I'm like, you'll love it.
Yeah, it was great. And Brewer seemed to love it too. And
if you watch it, you can't not like
you can't not. It's that good. It's just, you don't.
Yeah, unless you're a complete, have no sense of humor or just hate comedy, you're going to like it.
Yeah. And Brewer was, I thought, which is a great idea. He thinks he should bring it on the road and make it like a one-man show.
What do you mean?
Just do that cancer stuff just as like a one-man show and like tour the country with it.
Just do that set.
Yep. I think that would be great, though.
Well, I think it's no different than writing a special and touring on it.
No, but it's a specific topic. Like, people know it's...
And I agree with that. I don't think it's bad, but does he get nervous that I'm only going to be the cancer guy?
That's exactly what Jim Brewer asked Ziegler. And
what did he ask him? Do you care if you're...
You'd
have to... If you're going to do it, you'd have to suck that up.
Yes, but also it could be a great career move, and this is something that people should hear.
Yeah. And you could always add extra material to it.
You can, but you go into it like so many people are affected by cancer. Everybody's been affected by it in some way.
Just develop new cancer material, I guess.
And he's already has some new stuff, But yeah. So
I would love to see if he takes him up on it. As far as just see what he does with that advice.
Yeah, I would like to see it too. I think he should do something with it because it is.
Well, listen,
It is fantastic.
I agree that he should tour that special.
People should see it.
That's what I'm saying. Like, I agree that even though it's out there, I think he could easily tour that. He should tour that, like,
Especially
doing that material and
people
tour.
that are going through that, through cancer.
They would love it.
I
mean, you could almost probably. I mean, maybe it's a little bit like do it to a select audience, like almost do it in.
Well,
like,
that's what he said.
like a hospital chain, like going to rehabilitation centers and just doing this.
So I thought it was interesting, but it was. Check it out.
I will listen to that.
It's called the Brewer Cast. It's on YouTube and it's on all the Purple
video
podcasts.
Too.
It's on video too.
Are we the only people who call it the Purple Podcast?
Yes.
What is?
By the way, do you know I said that on? I did. Dom Lamarca, a friend of our show. We're gonna have Upsplifted. We're gonna have him on very soon.
Yeah, because he's moving and
he's moving to
Texas.
Texas.
He's a favorite of ours. So we want to get him back on.
He's doing this thing, like a late night talk show sort of situation.
Is that what he's been doing in the couch thing? I saw that.
So I did it last week, and it was really fun to do. And at one point, I mentioned the Purple Podcast app, and he had no idea what I was talking about. I'm like, yeah, that's just a thing with us.
And I'm not like,
you started.
I started it because I don't know. It's not iTunes.
He's a trendsetter.
But I'm saying it's not iTunes.
It is iTunes.
What I'm saying is
the color is purple,
but it's not under the. It's not like you go to iTunes and you go to the podcast and it's its own thing.
No, but it's built
podcast.
Right, but it's built in the Apple phones. I guess
that's what I'm saying. I think so. It's Apple. I guess it's like iTunes.
Yes. Yeah, it is.
Start charging 99 cents for the track.
Should.
Think people would pay 99 cents to listen to us?
No,
I don't either.
No, I don't. We're the only ones that would pay. So we'll get to another thing I want to talk about quick is we talked a little bit before the show. I've been doing those Twitch things.
Everything that we talked about the show, I have to wait until you say one word. It's like a key word before I'm like, oh, okay.
Yeah. So I've been doing with comedian Miguel Silva runs this Twitch show where he's got a bunch of followers on Twitch, I guess, and they just basically tune in to a set time and they roast the comics.
Is that was it supposed to be that they roast the
yes.
comics? That's the whole, like, it wasn't
Miguel,
turned out into that?
No.
Okay.
What Miguel did was he invited us to come over and do this show live on Twitch, and he told all of his followers to be as mean as possible to these people. And I don't think he told us at first. Like, he told us, like, before we got there, but...
Do you see it as you're doing your set? Is it, like, for you guys on, like, a screen?
It's on a screen, but it's on a little bit of a delay.
Okay.
So, and then what gets you... Basically, you go up, you do 5 minutes of stand-up, and the entire whoever's watching it was watching it live, just roast the shit out of you. And like I've done some videos with it, but
it's like reading the comment section in a great post.
Yeah. So they do that. So you're doing your set, and there's quietness because the comics are all there watching,
and there's no laughing, right?
There's laughing at like. That it's not for your jokes.
It's
the
not
comments.
At the punch. It's at just off timing.
There's random laughing. Like, people just laugh like when I'm moving on to the next.
Is it hard to do a set like that?
It's only 5 minutes, so it's fun. You know what you're doing getting into it, and you kind of just mess around with it. And then afterwards, you stand up there, and Miguel and his buddy Drew, who also runs it, basically they read off the comments of their favorite comments. So I was thinking that maybe we do something like that for our podcast. Because a lot of people do Twitch live podcasts. So it basically would be a way that you guys, we'll find out the time and the date when we're going to do it. You guys could log in and watch the show live.
I'm going to get these
and talk shit about us. Now, the thing will be, is it going to be too distracting for us to podcast for real and see these comments come in? Which it might be, but it's an experiment.
Yes.
So it's something I think we could do, even if we
just interview, what's his name again?
Miguel,
and just people just are ripping us for no matter what. Even if the jokes, like, it's not about jokes, it's just an interview and they rip us. We just want people to be mean to us.
Yeah. I mean, we're two mentally stable people
who can take it.
We can take it.
with all the friends I'm losing. I think I should get roasted by strangers.
You're crying in a van. I'm breaking down over a espresso chocolate. Yeah, we're good.
We're definitely mentally stable enough to take it and handle it, so we're gonna do it.
Yeah, we are. We are. So
and we'll let you know the date.
we're gonna let you know. I was talking to Miguel today.
It's gonna be soon, though.
I was thinking next week, but Chick made a good point. Like, we want to maybe get everybody on board so we know because when we do this, the thing about these Twitch things, you set it up for a this is also goes out to you, Chick, an exact time. So we would have to. So
I'll be ready for
if we
this.
say 7 p.m. on Tuesday, we have to be there at
And
7
streaming
p.m.
by 7
We're
p.m.
starting the show at 7
Yeah.
p.m. But it could be a fun way a new way to do
And you'll be able to interact with us.
Yes.
So, I mean, who knows? Like, listen, in theory, we would like everybody to roast us, but it could turn into a question and a Q&A for all
100%. And there's a little, like I said, when you
It'll be the first time you guys, as an audience, get to actually talk to us while we're doing the show.
And it'll be hopefully a different group of people that will see us, because he's got usually on the there's like, I don't know.
I would like to think that none of those people probably listen to our show.
No, they definitely don't. They definitely don't. But they are ruthless, these people, and they're funny. Like, they come up with
They
some
are
funny stuff.
Yeah, they come up with, that's why I think, like, knowing that I'm going to get destroyed on everything, like, say whatever you want. I don't.
And
I think it's better that it's not coming from people that I expect to say something positive, and then when they say something negative, I cry.
Yeah, exactly. So yeah, so look out for that. I'll talk to Miguel and we'll get that set up as soon as possible. But yeah, that's pretty much it.
Well, one thing I want to say before I give my picks. So I had a chance to. My buddy called me. It was his son's birthday, in the beginning of the month, and I've been wanting to talk about it, kind of, but I haven't. We've had guests and whatever. So he asked me. He's like, "Yo, dude, my son for his birthday, he just wants to play flag football.
Mm-hmm.
Would you want to ref the game?" Now, I love his son. His son he knows me. It's not like I'm this random dude. I know his son, and he's like, you'd like it to be there, whatever. So I'm like, dude, sure, I'm in. It's on a Monday at like 10 in the morning, where on my day off of work. But I was like, hey, anything for the kid's birthday. I show up, beautiful day.
This is last
This
Monday?
no, it was a couple.
That was a while ago.
It was what Monday did we have off in January? It might have been New Year's Day, or the week after. I think it might have been New Year's. No, it wasn't New Year's. It was the Monday after New Year's. There was a second.
Okay.
Because you remember how we had New Year's Day fell on the Sunday?
Yes, yeah.
We had that
So you
Monday
had
off of
Monday.
work.
Okay.
So it's that Monday. We go there. Now, it's a bunch of 8-year-olds playing flag football, but it's all their friends. And what I love is they do a pick, like, two captains, and you pick. I haven't seen this since I was a kid.
Oh.
Because nobody does it anymore.
Yeah.
Because you don't want to be
can't
picked
offend
You can't offend people anymore. So now I'm just looking because I want to see who gets picked last.
Oh,
just
yeah.
because I want to, you like to see who's going, like, to almost kind of like see, this guy's going first.
Yeah, so like, are you like, before they're getting picked, are you looking at like a couple of kids, you're like, this guy's probably going last?
It happened so quick, I didn't have a chance.
Okay.
But you could tell the last kid who got picked, it's just like, all right, I guess I'm taking you.
Oh, it's the worst.
And like the parents are all like, this is a birthday party, and all the parents are like watching, and like, I love that they did it because you know what, kids need this. Like, I almost feel like that's the way you could almost realize where you stand on as far as being an athlete, no matter what mommy and daddy tell you, right? When the kids are picking teams for the most part.
It sounds awful, but yeah.
But am I wrong?
We all went through it.
The only reason why I say that now is because I watch kids and everybody thinks they're good, and there's certain kids who just aren't, and they don't have it, and they think they should be like, and they're dumbfounded when things aren't going their way or whatever, and I'm like, there's no like. Everybody's not great.
No.
And it's a terrible way
More
to teach
people
kids.
are not great than people are great.
Yeah, exactly. And you don't have to be, though. Like, you should know your part on the team. Like what you're, maximize what you're good at and perfect that. But I notice it from coaching. Everybody's supposed to. Everything's so equal. So now when you get to see these kids do it on their own, the good kids got like one team was awesome and the other team was terrible.
Because they didn't pick right?
I don't think they picked right. You know when they give some. I don't think the other captain should have been the captain.
Yeah.
You know when the
yeah.
good kid. So my friend's son, and I'm not even saying it because he's my friend's son, is gifted. Like he's a big kid. He's for that age, he's dominating these kids in every
Was he a
sport
captain?
he plays. Of course, it's his birthday.
Because it was his brother. Because it should be the two best
best
guys.
That was not it.
You know, it'd be funny if they put the two worst guys as captains.
It would work out the same way,
Yeah.
but I almost think you should.
They should do it that way.
You should do it that
It's like
way.
give those kids something.
Yeah, you won't have to worry about
That's the
getting.
way they should do it.
But when you're younger, you're the best. You want to pick the team. You don't want the bad kids picking you.
Right, but listen, there's a little.
Are we doing fair? Is that? But you know what I'm saying, Grump. But you agree with me though.
I agree.
It
with
kind
you.
of when you're younger, you're like, I'm never getting picked first because I'm obviously not that good.
Yeah, but then you start thinking.
It could be a friend thing where it's a little biased.
It could be a lot of things.
But for the most part,
yeah.
when you're playing as a kid, you want to win. You'll take somebody who's good if you're not great friends with him, if you know he's the best.
Mm-hmm.
Like, let's be honest.
It's the most fair way to do it.
It is.
It is.
And I think.
And it's going to suck for a few people.
It's going to suck for
but
if
you know what?
have that issue.
That's life.
Like, I never cared if I got picked first. But I'm also, even whether I'm the best or not, I feel like I weasel my way into captain mode a lot because I'm just.
You're too loud. It's like,
I'm a leader. Yeah,
let him
I'm
go.
like.
Don't call yourself a leader, but but you're.
There's people who don't. I'm not a follower.
No.
You know what I'm saying?
You're also not a leader, though.
I like to think I coach a couple. Like I'm a leader.
You're loud.
That's it. You'll tell me I'm just loud.
You're not a leader. You're just.
But I don't.
You're a louder.
We actually also, when we were younger, used to try and like if Bayon's on this team, you know, Sweeney's on that team.
Yeah.
Like the kids, like when you get older and you know these are the kids who are like, you just start splitting them up.
Yeah.
But at when you're young, you're picking like, and it worked out that way.
Yep.
So it gets to the story. So me and my buddy were just gonna ref. His one of my buddy's daughter-in-law, stepdaughter was also playing. She wound up getting hurt early. Girls and guys, it's just the girl's always gonna get hurt.
Yeah.
She's older, she's bigger, but she got stiff armed right in the face. And like the first time she tried to make a play, she got out. Yeah. She got knocked out of the game. So uneven.
Yeah.
Now the team that didn't have the extra like they were the weaker team. Like I'm not trying to be mean, but they were just the weaker guys.
Yeah.
And they were getting dominated. So we figured, I'm like, yo, let me just quarterback for them. Because the kid who's quarterbacking now this is where I want to get to it, where this is why people need to get checked. They're the whole team is yelling at this kid.
People need to be checked.
So this kid,
These kids.
he's like, I'm the quarterback. I'm the quarterback. He's taking the ball. He didn't complete one pass.
Yeah.
He couldn't throw the ball. So these kids are running out for passes. He can't complete a pass. The other team has all the good kids. They pick six. They're fucking every time they get the ball, they're scoring.
Yep.
Like it was like 21-0 because they play 6 and then an extra point because they play like the kids do in flag now.
Yes.
But they always go for 2, whatever it was. So now I'm looking at my buddy like, let me just quarterback for them so it's even still. And all I'm doing is like I'll evenly distribute the ball to everybody.
Yeah, and you got a hell of an arm on you, so.
But you don't even need to. I can throw the ball to these kids. So you can always tell there's a couple good kids on the team. So I had some talent to work with.
Yeah. You're around a lot of talented kids these days.
I'm around a lot of kids' sports, which is crazy, and I feel like I don't know why, but it happened.
We don't know either, but it is happening.
So the whole team is yelling at the kid. Just let him quarterback, because nobody wants.
This kid didn't want you to quarterback?
No, I'm the quarterback. The guy's father. Now I'm not. It's not my friends. It's like I'm just my buddy's friend helping out. I didn't get involved at all. I said I'll quarterback if they don't want me to. Shops like I'm not saying I'm not even getting involved. The kid's father walks out onto the field. because now he knows the whole every kid is telling him to let me quarterback because they realize kids not completing the pass. They're getting dominated. The kids want to win.
You got Zach Wilson out there.
Yeah, we got Zach Wilson.
We need to throw in Mike White.
So the dad's like, just give up the ball.
Oh, jeez.
Like, you know when it gets like the kid's being like he's almost having a tantrum. It's like, give him the fucking ball. Like, give it up. He's embarrassing the dad.
Yeah.
So the kid leaves the ball, and now my buddy's like, Tom, quarterback now. So now I'm quarterbacking for them, and on defense, I'm reffing, but I'm kind of like with the other team. Like I deflected a couple passes that were going to be touchdowns. I picked one to make the game close. I'm like, but the parents loved it because the kids enjoyed it because now I at least made the game close. We had a chance to win the game. Is all I'm saying. But we're down like 28-0, and now I'm getting in and I'm throwing the ball to all these kids. Now the kid who's the quarterback, goes out 5 yards and then yells at you to pass him the ball. Nobody's near him. I got him the ball a couple times. He had some big gains, but like this kid was like, I wanted to fucking enough, dude.
Yeah.
Like nobody wanted you to quarterback. No one wants you catching the ball.
This kid's gonna be a problem.
He's gonna be a problem going forward.
You could just tell.
And he's like, if I'm not mistaken, he might have been the last pick or somebody else, but I don't remember.
Last pick, and he's a QB.
You know that kid. He was just vocal and could like.
Yeah, I do know that kid.
Yeah, and you just could take charge when nobody wants him, but they just succumb to him.
Yeah, I'm very aware
That's
of
what
that
happened.
person.
Or it was like they let him be quarterback first, and then he never gave the ball up.
Yeah. God.
So
what a nightmare that
it turned into, and now I wound up like I planned on going there to just ref the game. I got there high as a fucking kite, like smoking a joint. Now I'm running in the back, deflecting balls, like just to try and like give these kids a shot. Because now the kids are even like, well, we don't even stand a chance. I'm like, guys, trust me, we'll get back in this.
Uncle Chic is here.
So now when I see them going, I'm like tackling kids, I'm grabbing flags. Now I'm like playing with this team.
Oh my God.
But I had so much fun. It was great.
Yeah.
And the moral of the story is I wish more kids were like this, though. These kids reminded me of my friends.
Yeah.
Because they were ruthless, like rubbing it in. Like these other kids who were winning had no shame on these other kids. And that's how it should be,
That's the way it should
be.
To
me, that's how you learn life lessons.
Mm-hmm.
Listen, they're better football players than me. Maybe I should take up basketball or baseball or find another. Or realize that I shouldn't be the quarterback.
Yeah, I'm not going to be the quarterback.
I'm not going to be the quarterback. I'm not that guy. I was the backup fullback on a championship 1994 Hawks football team, and I couldn't be prouder of that year. And I didn't even play that much.
Oh, I thought you rushed for like 2,000 yards or something.
That year was not the year we won the championship.
Oh.
That was my good year. But the team year is my favorite year of Hawks when I was a backup fullback.
That's it. That's
it's all
great.
about winning, baby.
Yep. Just win, baby.
But I wish more people would do the old school captains and just pick them.
Yeah. Listen,
someone's got to be last pick. I want to know who the last pick was.
The strange thing, I'm at an age where I'm not around children as much as you picking sports. So I didn't even know that this thing went away.
It's fucked up to the point where now I go to like the PAL basketball games that I coach, and I know the parents on both teams. Like parents come up to me to shake my hand now. Kids that it's like I don't even have a son in the league. I'm just around so much because of my nephew, and I have a big mouth that I talk to people, and now I'm just like I'm coaching. I'm here. I'm like one of like that group. Like I'm around.
Yeah. You're very popular amongst the parents.
In the 8th grade Farmingdale school system, like I'm known.
Yep. That's good, man. You know what? Like I joke with you, but I think it's really good that you're doing that stuff.
I love it.
You know, you love it. You enjoy it.
I used to always joke around like, oh, what adult who doesn't have kids? And now I see why some of them, if they don't have kids, why you want to be involved.
Yeah. Listen, you love sports. You grew up playing sports. You don't want to lose it.
Yeah, and I find I love doing it with the kids. And now, but my nephew, if I didn't have my nephew, it would be maybe a little weirder. He's like my nephew's in it. I just do it because I'm with him.
Yeah. What's gonna happen when your nephew gets a little older?
I have another nephew.
Okay, good. I got a backup plan.
But you know what also sucks is I don't want my other nephew to think like, oh, Uncle Tom doesn't want to coach my teams. He's only, but like because I started with him, like I have a feeling I'm gonna rise with him coaching. Like if I coach a CYO team, you take that team until they stop.
Yeah. You can't do PAL on the side?
I don't know. I don't know what the I have no idea. Yeah. I just, I don't think he's going to care, but like as an uncle, you feel like that.
Yeah, of course.
Even it's usually the parents who have these feelings, but I'm the over-involved uncle.
Can you try one of these mints?
Why, does my breath smell?
No.
You can't offer somebody a mint out of nowhere, especially on a podcast.
I
when
understand
we're
that.
talking and not expect me.
But
to
here's the
taste it.
thing. I got these. They're Bob Ross Happy Little Tree Mints. But I opened them up.
You know I'm a Bob Ross guy.
Me too. That's why I have them. I opened them up. They're in a bag. They look like they look like ecstasy or something.
Can
don't
I
they?
ask why you didn't try them?
Because I think that they might be drugs.
Is that why you're offering it
Yes.
to me first? All right, let's go.
I'm pretty sure it's a mint, but it doesn't that look like it's like some kind of a drug?
I'm going to be a little quiet because I do want to read and see if there's anything on here before I do see what you given me.
I got it for Christmas.
Who got you this?
My mom.
Oh.
Because she knows I like Bob Ross.
Oh, all right. Are these more of a thing than actually something you should eat?
They're mints. They're happy
No, I
little
wasn't
tree
sure if
mints.
it's more of like a souvenir type thing.
Right, but I went to open them up. I'm like, they just look like they're in a
So you
baggie.
did open these because they are open.
Yes, I opened them
all
and
right.
I was like, what? They look like.
They're little trees.
They're
I
like
actually
pills.
like these a lot
Let me try one.
because it's funny. It's a mint that's a tree. You're such a fucking weirdo.
How's it taste?
It's a mint.
It is a mint.
It's a regular mint.
Okay, all right, fair enough.
It's actually, I don't know, because they made something. You know how mints you can't really bite them right away.
Mm-hmm.
This is, it like crunch it. It's like right away.
Okay. All right. Thank you.
I'm not gonna lie. I
This
kind of
is-
like these better than regular mints.
Really?
I think I need to become a mint guy
yeah.
because I don't like chewing gum a lot. But because I smoke, I like to make sure my breath doesn't stink.
All right, good. This has been a very food-heavy, trying food on the podcast show.
You call that trying food? You offered me a mint that you're too scared to take.
Yeah, well,
And you know what's
And
fucked
I-
up? It's just like Chick doesn't care about what happens to him. He'll try it.
well, you don't. I've seen you eat like edibles that would take.
Do you want to know what I find funny?
No.
So when I listened to the throwback episode, I was talking about a time that I had edibles and smoked pot
I know.
where I was and I remember this day.
It got you bad that day.
I don't think it was the edibles. I'm convinced because I didn't even have that much that day.
So what do
I
you
remember
think
the
it
day. Like, I remember the whole thing that episode kind of like, and I was like, I wonder if I was drinking that night as well.
Were you?
It's possible I had like I could have had a cocktail or something, like you know what I mean, and
Yeah.
then just took the edibles and like.
And when you drink those sugary drinks too. Which
No,
are-
but if this was something, it could have been what I'm thinking, if I remember correctly, is if one of the guys was on our team, occasionally he had like by his car, you'd have like hard alcohol, like and you'd take a shot or something.
Mhm.
And I'm thinking if maybe I took a couple of those plus all the pots I smoked, and I was just
Yeah.
feeling froggy that day.
Interesting.
But I was always saying because
Something to think
they don't
about.
fuck me up now, and that day when I would
They
listen
got
to
you.
that, I was like talking about it.
I
like,
thought about that too.
and I remember being fucked up from that day. Like I remember that day clearly, where I wasn't lying about it.
Yeah. I remember.
But anyway, I do have some picks before we wrap this great, exciting episode of my depression.
This was a fun
This
episode.
was a fun one.
By the way, going viral on TikTok again.
Oh, bring that
20K.
up while I think about which ones I want to use.
I
All right,
patiently.
I already thought about what I want to use. No, go. You
No,
can say.
I threw that Kobe video up finally, and I waited.
Was that I feel like you never posted anything about Kobe before.
I had done
Not on TikTok, but you
No.
have. Like I feel like
I
it's-
posted like a couple pictures, but like this is kind of crazy. I wanted to wait to do
I
something
don't
like
blame
that
you. I don't blame you.
until his death anniversary.
But that's the time. It's like listen. I have like my buddy. I could put posts up all the time. Me
Yes.
thinking about my friend, but I wait until to what I find is like you do it when there's a reason for it, an anniversary.
Yeah, but I did it to get more followers on TikTok.
Or
so
whatever. I get it.
And it
Smart.
worked.
It worked.
it's
Did
still
you get
going.
more followers? Did you
Yeah.
find-
Yeah.
How many followers do you have on TikTok?
Uh,
Do you find that you lose them if you don't take like?
yes, I did. I lost a few thousand. I know, dude, it's a lot.
You know,
but
does
I'm at
that
like
make you feel worse that
no.
a couple thousand people were like,
I think people just
"This
don't.
guy had a great video, but I'm
I think-
over him."
I think people do the whole if you don't follow them back, they go back and they look and they unfollow stuff like that. Plus, I don't
Petty
I don't post a million. Some things I do get like 400 views, and then it's either 3 million or
3 mil or nothing.
yeah. So no,
Whatever.
but this one's like at 20,000 now. But yesterday, Dude, again, it's crazy
But
when
you
it
get a lot of
happens.
comments.
Yeah, a lot, and all good comments.
Really?
Yeah,
They're
yeah.
not making. Well, no one's gonna make fun of you. You're
No,
the
nobody
kidney
can make
boy
fun of
now.
me.
Yeah, you're the kidney guy.
Everybody,
Were they all just like, I miss Kobe? Was it more of that? Like, Kobe was the best?
a lot of Kobe stuff, a lot of questions where this stuff is now,
What do you mean where it is?
like the stuff he signed. Because I
Do
actually,
you still have it? Please tell me you
I have
it.
I have the basketball. That's it.
What'd you do with the other
I
shit?
have no idea.
It's got to be in your house.
It
I
must
can't
be.
imagine you throwing that out.
No, we didn't throw it out, but like
It's got to be in like an attic
dude,
somewhere.
through the
Store it.
years-
No, listen, I get it.
things get lost. I'm
Well,
sure,
I don't think they're lost. I think one day you're gonna be like, oh my god. look.
maybe, but it could be somewhere like that.
In
A
the
bunch of
attic.
stuff got thrown out. Who knows?
Think.
Yeah, I don't. I who knows where it is?
I think because I'm like I like throwing things out, but I also have like things like that like I wrote to Jerry Rice when I was in I think 6th grade. It was
Yeah.
like a project to write to one of your favorite players, and he wrote back. Signed.
That's so funny. I know a guy that my friend's little brother wrote to Jerry Rice too, and Jerry
Well,
Rice.
You're basically writing to the 49ers, and they
Yeah.
send you. He signed something, but it's a generic letter back.
but
It's-
he signed it.
Yeah, he signed.
That's
I got
cool.
a letter. So my mother goes, "Weren't you a fan of the 49ers growing up?" And I was like, "No." I said I was a huge Giants fan,
but Jerry
I
Rice?
loved Jerry Rice and Joe
Who didn't?
Montana.
Love
Joe Montana went to Notre Dame, and I was a big Joe Montana fan. And who didn't? I fucking love Jerry Rice.
Yeah.
So I was obsessed with them. I had their jersey, I had plaques, but I still have all that.
Yeah.
Like I take things down, but shit like that, I make sure I keep.
Yeah, I did. I think it was just. It
I mean,
was.
you didn't know Kobe was gonna die.
You didn't know
But he
was
still
gonna,
turned
and
into
also,
a fucking
dude,
awesome player.
He wasn't back then though.
He was
yeah.
a star from his first year.
He was, but he wasn't the like legendary player he turned out to be.
I get it.
This is his second year
No,
or something.
I get it.
And also, I went all through high school with stuff. I don't know.
Do you know what I find funny too? The game that you said turned you into a Kobe fan or made you decide you wanted him was the game I was at, him versus Jordan in the
All-Star, yeah.
game in New York.
Yeah. And I
He
actually,
almost stole the MVP, but Jordan got it.
I know. And I went back and I saw it was against Houston. I was looking at that Houston team had
Was that the game you went to?
the game I went to. It was in '99. That Houston team had when
That was the team that they were battling for the finals every year.
Barkley was on it.
Olajuwon.
Drexler, Olajuwon.
Robert Horry, I think, was on that team.
I don't think Ori was on that team now.
He was
This
on-
is when they were wearing the stripe.
I know, but Horry
jersey.
was around a while, and
He
he, won
might have been on
championships
it.
with them.
But Rodman was on the Lakers,
Yep,
and Shaq had just gotten. He was on the Lakers that game.
he was that.
He
year.
was. Yeah, I looked at the
That might
box
have been his
score.
last year there. Yeah, they won.
No, it
they
was
won
his first
99.
year.
Yeah, that was right before they won their 3.
Yeah. They were.
That's the year before they won 99, 2000.
Kurt Rambis was the coach.
That was right before they went on the winning thing.
Yeah. So anyway, I put that video out. It was good. I think it was
It was awesome.
a cool video. It's a good story, you know.
It's a great
So yeah, it's again having fun with that on TikTok. So I'm probably being watched by China or something. Whatever's going on there, being spied on.
So I watched, and I hope you've seen this. Did you see the hatchet wielding hitchhiker?
I did. Of
Did
course,
you watch
I did.
it?
I watched it. Yes.
Did you remember that guy?
Yes, 100%.
So this is the Netflix documentary about the guy who saved a lady from what was he, like a rapist or
No. He would. Did you watch it? He was.
no, but I forget the I know he hit the guy with a hatchet to kill
So
him.
what
he was
happened?
hitchhiking with the guy.
He was hitchhiking, and the guy that he was driving him
Yeah.
drove into like a construction vehicle.
That's what. Okay, I forgot how the initial.
But
incident
apparently,
started.
they had smoked some stuff before.
Yeah,
So
that was like the whole thing.
yeah,
But he turned into like I saw that video. I never knew anything else about him after that. Like I didn't know any of that other shit happened.
I remember something happened and not being like, oh yeah, of course.
Yeah, they basically tried to get this guy. Like they tried to blow him up and make
Yeah.
him a fucking celebrity and get a reality TV show.
Yes.
And he was just so batshit crazy. They couldn't find him. They
Yep.
couldn't hone him in. Like then they would, and he would just like. He was a nut job, and they
Yeah.
almost started doubting the story of him actually saving them and thinking, was he actually a dangerous fucking individual? Because he talked a lot about, like, fighting people. Like, he always had issues.
Yeah. Oh yeah. Big
So,
time.
but
Canadian.
it was awesome. It was a very interesting documentary, and it's not a series. It's a one and done.
Perfect
perfect time.
Timing.
120 minutes.
Yeah, this is something that
No, I mean, yeah, 120
whatever it was.
minutes. Yeah.
Thank God it wasn't like a 3-part, which
Oh,
you couldn't do 3
They
parts.
couldn't,
of it.
but that's what they need to do. I'm stopping the series.
Give us a tight hour.
Give me
tight
2
hour and a half.
parts. I can't do 8-part series. With
It always
repetitive
falls
shit.
off.
I'm done.
This was perfect because it was just one, and they got everything in there.
I feel like every time I recommend a series, it's like starts off great, skip the 3 episodes in the middle,
yep.
go to the end, and it's awesome.
Yep.
You know, and it's like it doesn't need to be that long. They get too much into the families, and like I get it.
Although,
you need to hear them.
I thought it was interesting when they went to his family with this one because like somebody like that, you're like, where does this lunatic come from? You know? And he's like some small town in Canada, and it was just. I found that, but they didn't focus on it too much. They went to his family. They talked a little bit.
Yeah.
They're like, yeah, you know, Kai was a little out there.
A little out there.
Like, all right.
And the one thing I will say, sometimes you think these people do it for he was a fucking weirdo. Like none of that what you saw was an act.
No.
The guy was a legit fucking out there fucking weirdo.
Yep.
But so that's a great show. The hatchet wield. When I had no idea it was going to be about him. I just saw hatchet wielding hitchhiker.
Oh, I
didn't
remember
put
that.
2 and 2 together. No, like
That was like
I just saw the name and I thought it was about a serial killer.
that was one of the early viral videos
It
that I
was
remember.
one of the
You know,
first ones. Oh God. Second show. It's another doc on HBO. And do you remember the old time? Well, you wouldn't remember them because they were before our times. But the automats. They were basically like
my mom was telling me about this. No, I
so
don't.
It's Mel Brooks. It's a Mel Brooks documentary. He's like narrating the whole thing. I love Mel Brooks. I watch
Is this the
anything he
thing
does.
where like there's cabinets or something?
So they call it vending machines, but what it is a cafe with tables you can eat at, but you go and it's freshly cooked food that you put in. I think the whole selling there was like a nickel for a meal. Put a nickel in, and it comes out of what looks like a cabinet. Like it almost looks like a safety deposit box.
Right.
Where they pull it out, and it's the meal that you picked.
Huh.
And the big thing was they were cheap. It was freshly cooked meals, and the whole thing was like inclusion, where it was like everybody could afford it, and it brought all types of people in there. It was like famous people liked it, poor people liked it, or could afford it. Like the food was good, and these things popped up. They were like a huge thing for a while, and then like everything, it runs its course, and it kind of hits a downside. But Mel Brooks does it. It's very interesting.
Huh.
I didn't know they existed, and it was one of the better docs I've seen. Again, I'm a little biased with Mel Brooks, but
Yeah. Well, he's great. But yeah, my parents watched this and they were telling me about it because they remembered these things.
and I asked my parents the same thing. I said, "Do you remember these?" Because like our parents were probably on the back end of them.
Yes, definitely. Yeah.
But like they were like the thing for a while.
Yeah.
And like you think vending machines now, it's just like a quarter for a snack. These were like they said they were freshly cooked meals.
Interesting. I'm glad because my mom had no idea where they watched it on, but
It was on
so
HBO.
It was HBO.
Yeah, it was excellent.
And what's the name of that?
The Automats.
The Automats.
Yeah, it's not a creative name. It's just they named it after that. The last thing is, do you know who Andrew Callaghan is? Have you ever heard of him?
No, I don't think so.
Yeah. It's a doc on HBO again where this guy goes around the country interviewing all these idiots.
Oh yes,
to show like the chaos and the division
I do
that
know.
led to the riot in January. Now, for anyone thinking it's not a pro left, pro right, it's this guy. I don't even know what his beliefs are, but his whole goal is to just interview anybody and everyone from both sides, and just like these people. The people that are involved on both sides should be just embarrassed. Like,
Oh yeah,
they're just idiots.
dude, I felt bad for like the kids in that. You know.
You did watch it?
Oh yeah.
I didn't think you would. I didn't honestly.
No, this.
What is he famous?
So he run. I actually think he's facing some controversy right now, but So actually, Dom LaMarca told me about this guy a while ago.
I talked to him about it. On, I think via whatever. It was awesome.
Yeah, he put up a thing about it, but he had told me to follow the. This is like months ago. He was
like a street interview.
He was like, I think you would like this guy's style. Check him out.
Excellent.
And yeah, it was dude. It was again a perfect Perfect documentary, in my opinion.
Because it was like, especially with things that touch on that. Most of them, going into it, whoever produced it, it's gonna lean right, it's gonna lean left, and whatever side you fall on, you're gonna be like, this is either great or this is awful.
Yeah.
He goes literally. There's no favoritism,
which I like. I want to see both sides as nutty
and
as
he
possible.
doesn't put one opinion in it.
Yep.
It's just
he just puts it out.
He just asks questions that normal people would ask, and he lets them do he doesn't sway their answers. It's just a Q&A.
It's amazing what happens when you just let people talk.
When you just let them talk.
Yeah.
That's what I love about it.
Especially when you go to those rallies.
Exactly. You don't know what to expect, and he doesn't talk where he's getting, he lets them just dig. I want to say dig graves, but they all believe so hard
of course.
what they're saying.
These are the extreme of the extreme of both sides.
Yes.
Which is, it's just always
when
interesting
you listen,
to watch.
It's comical.
It's insane.
It's almost like, wow.
Yep.
And some of them, they're normal families. They're teaching their kids things that the kids shouldn't even know.
That's what you feel bad with.
But did you see how the family even? I mean, I don't want to blow it, but one family, by the end of it, they're like, "We are retarded."
Yes. Yeah.
And we're sorry. We're brainwash our kids.
Which, thank God, because
it is, thank God, because that's the family that had the kids, and you're like, thank
some
Christ.
families would double down, and I'm sure there's families out there that
Oh yeah.
double
or some
down.
of them, it's too late. Like once
Yeah.
the kid is warped, the kid's done.
Yeah.
But it's entertaining. It's funny. It's funny.
It is funny.
It shouldn't be, but it is. And it's also sad when you think about it.
It is. It's sad, and it shows a lot where we are.
I learned a lot about. I shouldn't say learned. I didn't know anything about this guy, and I'm a fan now because he doesn't.
I think he's going through something right now.
But like when you say,
I'm not.
I don't even know what that means.
I
that
think
could be
there's
a lot of things.
I think there's some kind of controversy behind him.
With that doc, or
I think it got canceled already.
Well, but that's because people probably hate him.
No, he did something. I think
he did something.
Yeah, but I really don't know too much about it. But watch this documentary. What's it called again?
It's called
We the People.
This place rules.
This place rules. Yeah, even better.
Even better. It's just.
Oh, it's so good.
It's
man.
just crazy where we're going, what we live in right now. And,
It is.
how warped people are.
It is. But as
Dude, I have. Oh, go.
most people though are not to that extreme,
You're right.
and
but
those are the
fact
people that get.
some of them who are that far are like people you grew up with your whole life, and you're like, where's the where did you lose it?
Where did you go wrong? Yeah.
But not where did you go wrong, because I don't want to seem like, oh, my political view is the best. But
Dude,
it's like, where did you lose
I say that
common
as
sense?
both sides.
Yeah.
There's not a side in this. It's both sides are equally insane when you get to this level.
Exactly.
But also both sides are equally totally normal and could see points both ways.
Unfortunately, there's the good people get out.
That's the way it's always.
By
That's the way it's
fucking
always gonna
train
be.
wrecks.
Always going to be that way.
And now the new thing is every time somebody dies, whether all these football players, everyone's the vaccine.
Oh,
I can't even stomach it.
That's insane.
These football players have been dying forever.
Yeah.
Sorry, not maybe forever, but people dropped on. You heard it about training camps and all the time.
This happens. Yep.
And the guy didn't even die, for the record.
No, he didn't.
He fucking survived.
He's doing great.
Well, maybe not great, but
doing okay.
He's
living.
He's alive.
Okay.
We're the fucking worst.
Yeah.
But yeah, I'm just gonna give you 3 today because I didn't write
thank
summaries
you know
on
what?
a few others.
I like when you give us 3. You know how we say documentaries sometimes when they give us 5 parts is a little too much? That's how I feel about 4 to 5 chicks picks. Keep it at a solid 3. Good solid 3,
Right,
and then
so you want another? No.
Nope. Oh, all right. So we will listen.
We'll be back next week.
Yes.
Well, this might come out. Well, we'll be back after this episode. But when you hear this, a week from this, we'll be back.
Yeah, and then next week we'll lock down a date for the streaming
Twitcher.
show. Yeah.
And then we also, in the near future, like we've been saying, we'll keep on plugging it because that's what I do. In March, we will be having another Adult Babies comedy show.
Yes, and we will give you that date very shortly.
He's been telling me that for a while. I got people who are dying to come already.
You know why? Because I have barely been to my own open mic.
Oh, that's true. It just started back again.
Yeah.
No, you're right.
And Yeah. So we'll get that. I'll get that next week. I'll have a date.
Yeah.
Okay.
So thanks for listening if you made it this far.
Goodbye.